Have you ever wondered how to live in happiness and resilience even in the face of life's challenges? In a world full of uncertainties, conflicts, and adversities, how can we maintain our inner peace and find true satisfaction? We can find guidance and inspiration in the 40 Stoic principles for living in happiness and resilience. Stoicism teaches us that the only thing we can truly control are our own thoughts and actions. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote emphasizes the importance of how we choose to respond to life events, highlighting the power we have over our own perspective and attitude. In this video, we will explore 40 Stoic principles for living in happiness and resilience. I invite you, friends, to watch this video until the end. Your journey of self-transformation begins now. Acceptance of what cannot be changed. Recognize and accept things that are beyond your control. This principle is essential for inner peace. It's like rowing against the current. The more you struggle against something you cannot change, the more tired and frustrated you become. Accepting what cannot be changed doesn't mean being passive, it means acknowledging reality and focusing your energy on what you can control. Accepting what cannot be changed is fundamental to maintaining inner peace. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, some things are within our control and others are not. We should learn to distinguish between the two. When we understand this distinction, we can direct our energy to what we can control and let go of the rest. Imagine yourself in a boat on the ocean. You can control the course of the boat, but you cannot control the weather. If a storm is approaching, there's no use fighting against it. Instead, accept that the storm is beyond your control. Accepting this reality allows you to focus on keeping the boat safe and navigating in the right direction, rather than worrying about the weather. Acceptance of what cannot be changed teaches us to flow with life, rather than fighting against its currents. It's like learning to surf the waves, instead of trying to control the sea. By accepting the inevitable, we can find calm and serenity, regardless of the circumstances. This principle is a fundamental cornerstone of Stoicism. When applied, it frees us from the suffering caused by resisting reality and enables us to find inner peace, regardless of external circumstances. Accepting what cannot be changed allows us to focus our energy on what truly matters and empowers us to live a more authentic and fulfilling life. Focus on the present. Concentrate on the present moment, setting aside past regrets and future worries. Living fully in the present is one of the keys to happiness and resilience. As Marcus Aurelius said, happiness for those who seek it in the future is an optical illusion that never approaches. Imagine yourself in a garden, watching a flower bloom. You can't go back in time to change how the flower grew, nor can you predict exactly how it will be in the future. However, you can appreciate its beauty exactly as it is in the present moment. Focusing on the present allows you to be fully engaged with what's happening right now, instead of getting lost in thoughts about the past or the future. This brings a sense of inner peace and contentment, regardless of external circumstances. By practicing mindfulness and focusing on the present moment, you can find joy in the simple things in life and deal with challenges more effectively, as you are fully present to face them. Practice virtue. Cultivate Stoic virtues such as courage, wisdom, justice, and self-control. The pursuit of virtue is a fundamental part of the Stoic lifestyle. Epictetus said, "Only the wise are free." Imagine yourself as a sculptor, carving your own statue of virtue. Each act of courage, every fair decision, every moment of self-control is a chisel in the stone that shapes who you are. These virtues are like the mortar that holds firm the structure of your happiness and resilience. Courage allows you to face life's challenges with determination and bravery, while wisdom guides you to make the best decisions. Justice encourages you to act ethically and morally, benefiting not only yourself but also others around you. Lastly, self-control gives you the power to resist temptations and control your emotions. By practicing these virtues daily, you build a solid foundation for happiness and resilience, strengthening your character and becoming a better person. As Marcus Aurelius said, the perfection of moral character consists in this, in passing every day as if it were the last, and in being neither violently excited nor torpid nor playing the hypocrite. Learning from adversity. See challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. When we face difficulties in life, we often tend to feel discouraged or defeated. However, the Stoics teach us to view these adversities as opportunities for growth and personal development. Imagine yourself as a resilient tree growing in the midst of a storm. Every strong wind that blows is an opportunity for your roots to strengthen and your branches to become more flexible. Instead of being knocked down by adversity, the tree adapts, learning to bend without breaking. As Epictetus said, difficulties are the things that show what men are. When facing challenges, examine them objectively and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? Each adversity is an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. By adopting this mindset, you turn obstacles into stepping stones for your personal progress. Living in accordance with nature, act in accordance with reason and human nature, rather than being controlled by passions and desires. The Stoics believed that living in harmony with nature is essential to achieving happiness and resilience. This means acting in accordance with reason, virtue, and ethical principles, rather than being dominated by passing passions and desires. Imagine yourself as an experienced sailor in a stormy sea. While others are tossed back and forth by the turbulent waves of emotions, you remain calm and steady, guiding your ship with wisdom and precision. You recognize that storms are inevitable, but you don't allow them to steer you off course. The Stoic Seneca said, "A man who avoids struggles and temptations is like a sailor who throws away his compass at the first sign of a storm." This reminds us that, to grow and thrive, we must face life's challenges with courage and determination, rather than shying away from them. Living in accordance with nature means cultivating virtue, practicing self-discipline, and seeking self-awareness. By doing so, you become more resilient and able to handle life's ups and downs with equanimity and serenity. Appreciation for what you have. Appreciate the simple things in life and be grateful for what you have. The Stoics teach us that true happiness is not found in the relentless pursuit of more, but in the appreciation of what we already have. By valuing the simple things in life and being grateful for what we possess, we find contentment and inner peace. Imagine yourself walking through a tranquil garden at dawn. As you watch the flowers bloom and listen to the birds sing, you feel a deep sense of gratitude for being alive. Even in the small things, like a ray of sunshine warming your face or a friend's smile, you find reasons to be thankful. The Stoic Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This reminds us that our perspective can turn even the most challenging moments into opportunities for growth and gratitude. By valuing what we have, we learn to live with simplicity and joy. Instead of constantly seeking more, we cultivate a deep sense of contentment with what we already possess. This attitude makes us more resilient in the face of challenges and allows us to find happiness even in the simplest circumstances. Detachment from external things. Do not cling to material possessions or status, as they are transient and external to your true self. The Stoics remind us of the importance of not becoming attached to things that are beyond our control. This includes not only external events but also material possessions and even our own opinions of ourselves. Imagine yourself on a boat at sea. You can admire the beauty of the landscapes around you, but you do not cling to them, knowing they are transient. Similarly, the Stoics teach us to appreciate the good things in life, but without becoming excessively attached to them. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too much who is rich, but the one who is able to do without." This quote emphasizes the idea that true wealth lies in the ability to live with simplicity and detachment from material things. By practicing detachment from external things, we become more resilient in the face of life's changes and uncertainties. We are not shaken when we lose something because our happiness does not depend on it. Instead, we find a sense of freedom and contentment in realizing that we are more than our material possessions. Living simply. Simplify your life by reducing excess stress and distraction. The Stoics valued simplicity as a path to inner peace and lasting happiness. By living simply, we can focus on what truly matters and find contentment in life's basic pleasures. Imagine your life as a house. When there are too many objects cluttering it, the house becomes disorganized and difficult to inhabit. But by simplifying, removing what is not essential, the house becomes more spacious and enjoyable to live in. The Stoic Epictetus wrote, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This quote emphasizes the idea that true wealth lies in simplicity and the ability to live with little. By simplifying our lives, we reduce stress and anxiety, creating space for what truly matters. This makes us more resilient in the face of challenges because we are not burdened with emotional and material baggage. Instead, we find a sense of calm and clarity that helps us deal with life's adversities more easily. Emotional control. Master your emotions and do not let them control your actions. The ability to control emotions is fundamental to cultivating happiness and resilience. The Stoics believe that emotions can be our greatest allies or our greatest enemies, depending on how we manage them. Let's think of our emotions as waves in the ocean. If we allow them to sweep us away unchecked, we will be carried away by the current, subject to the whims of the sea. But if we learn to surf these waves, we can navigate life's ups and downs with grace and balance. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This statement emphasizes the importance of recognizing that we cannot control everything that happens around us, but we can control how we react to those events. When we allow ourselves to be dominated by emotions like anger, anxiety, or sadness, we lose our ability to think clearly and make wise decisions. But when we practice emotional control, we can maintain calm and mental clarity, even in the face of the most challenging circumstances. Learning to control emotions does not mean suppressing them, but rather acknowledging them, accepting them, and choosing how to respond to them constructively. This allows us to maintain our inner serenity and act wisely, regardless of external circumstances. Acceptance of death. Recognize the inevitable nature of death and use it as motivation to live well. The Stoics emphasized the importance of confronting mortality as a natural part of life. Instead of fearing death, they saw it as an integral part of the cycle of human existence. Think of death as the sunset. Just as the sun sets on the horizon every day, death is an inevitable part of life. But, just as the sunset beautifies the sky with its vibrant colors, death can remind us of the preciousness and ephemerality of life. Seneca, the famous Stoic philosopher, said, "Death reminds us that we must live well." This phrase reminds us that by accepting mortality, we are motivated to make the most of every moment we have. When we recognize that our existence is finite, we are inspired to live with purpose, gratitude, and authenticity. Accepting death does not mean being insensitive or resigned to it, but rather embracing it as part of the human journey. By doing so, we can transcend the fear of death and find a new perspective on life. Resilience in the face of hardships. Develop the ability to quickly recover from adversities. Imagine yourself as bamboo in a storm. Bamboo is flexible and bends with strong winds, but it does not break. Similarly, Stoic resilience teaches us to be flexible in the face of difficulties, adapting to circumstances without losing our inner strength. Stoicism reminds us that hardships are part of life and that our response to them is crucial. When we face challenges, we can choose to be defeated by them or use them as opportunities to grow and strengthen ourselves. Epictetus said, "It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our interpretations of them." This means that it's not the difficulties themselves that affect us, but how we choose to interpret them. If we see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, we develop a resilient mindset that allows us to overcome even the toughest obstacles. Therefore, by practicing resilience, we cultivate a mindset that enables us to face difficulties with courage, determination, and hope, knowing that we are capable of recovering and growing with each challenge we encounter. Self-awareness. Know yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, and limitations. Imagine yourself as a navigator on the high seas. To navigate successfully, it's essential to know not only the desired destination but also the sea conditions, your boat's capabilities, and your own navigation skills. Similarly, self-awareness is crucial for navigating the waters of life. The Stoics teach us that self-awareness is the key to wisdom and lasting happiness. By knowing ourselves, we can identify our abilities, passions, and purposes, aligning our actions with who we truly are. Seneca said, "There is no favorable wind for the one who doesn't know where they are going." This quote emphasizes the importance of knowing our goals and directions in life. When we know ourselves well, we can chart a clear course and make decisions that are aligned with our values and objectives. Self-awareness also allows us to recognize our weaknesses and limitations. Instead of denying them or running away from them, we can accept them and work to improve. Epictetus said, "First, say to yourself what you would be, and then, do what you have to do." This reminds us that self-awareness is not just about understanding who we are but also about becoming who we want to be. Therefore, by practicing self-awareness, we cultivate a deep understanding of ourselves, allowing us to live with authenticity, purpose, and integrity. Continuous improvement. Constantly seek to better yourself and grow as a person. Imagine yourself as a dedicated gardener, tending to your inner garden. Just as plants need water, light, and constant care to flourish, we also need to nurture our minds and spirits to reach our full potential. The Stoics teach us that continuous improvement is essential for a meaningful and happy life. Instead of settling for mediocrity, we should constantly strive to grow, learn, and develop. Marcus Aurelius said, "The perfection of character is this, to live each day as if it were your last, without haste, without apathy, without pretense." This statement emphasizes the importance of fully living each day, making the most of opportunities to learn and grow. Continuous improvement involves various areas of life, from intellectual education to emotional and spiritual development. We can seek to learn new things, acquire new skills, practice empathy, cultivate healthy relationships, and much more. Seneca stated, "Life is like a banquet, and the will is what determines our choice of dishes." This metaphor reminds us that life offers a variety of opportunities to grow and improve, and it's up to us to choose the options that lead us to our best selves. Therefore, by practicing continuous improvement, We commit to becoming the best version of ourselves every day, constantly striving to grow and flourish in all areas of life. Focus on what you can control, direct your energy toward things that are within your control, and don't worry about the rest. Imagine yourself as a captain navigating a stormy sea. You can't control the waves or the weather, but you can adjust the sails and the helm of your boat to navigate wisely. The Stoics teach us that many things in life are beyond our control. We may be affected by external events, others' opinions, or unforeseen circumstances. However, we can control our response to these situations. Epictetus said, "Some things are within our control, and some are not." This simple truth is the foundation of the Stoic principle of focusing on what we can control. When we focus on things we can influence, such as our actions, attitudes, and choices, we feel more empowered and less stressed. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "No wind is favorable to those who do not know where they are going." This quote reminds us that by focusing on what we can control, we can set clear goals and navigate toward them with determination, despite the difficulties we encounter along the way. Therefore, by practicing focus on what you can control, learn to let go of unnecessary worries and direct your attention to what truly matters. Take responsibility for your actions and choices, and trust that by doing so, you will be sailing in the right direction, even when the waters are turbulent. Appreciation of impermanence. Recognize that everything in life is transient and learn to value the present moment. Imagine a delicate butterfly gently landing on the palm of your hand. It's beautiful but ephemeral. Like the butterfly, everything in life is temporary: the happy moments, the sadness, the triumphs, and the challenges. The Stoics teach us to appreciate the impermanence of life, like the seasons that come and go. Epictetus said, "Nothing is permanent except change." This means that we should embrace each moment as unique, knowing that it won't last forever. When we understand the transient nature of life, we learn to value each experience. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not let your mind wander into worries about the future or regrets about the past. Focus on the present moment." This quote reminds us that the only reality is now, and it's where we should be fully present. By appreciating impermanence, we learn to live with more gratitude and joy. Each day becomes a gift, and each encounter, an opportunity for genuine connection. As Seneca said, "Life is like a play, it's not the length but the excellence of the acting that matters." Therefore, live each moment consciously and gratefully, knowing that even in adversity, there is beauty and growth. By accepting the impermanence of life, you become more resilient and able to face challenges with courage and serenity. Equanimity. Maintain calmness and serenity regardless of circumstances. Imagine yourself on a boat sailing in the ocean. Sometimes, the waters are calm, other times choppy. But regardless of the conditions, the boat remains steady, sailing with balance and tranquility. Equanimity, a central principle of Stoicism, is like that boat. It's the ability to stay calm and serene even amidst life's storms. The Stoic Seneca reminds us, life is like the wind, sometimes calm, sometimes strong, but always continuing. By cultivating equanimity, we learn not to be affected by external changes. Epictetus said, "Don't wish for things to happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and your life will go smoothly." This means accepting things as they are, without resistance, and finding peace in acceptance. Practicing equanimity allows us to maintain perspective even in difficulties. As Marcus Aurelius observes, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength within. Therefore, be like the boat in the ocean, staying steady and firm regardless of external conditions. Cultivate equanimity and discover the inner peace that is always available, no matter what happens around you. Compassion. Practice compassion and empathy towards others. Imagine walking down a busy street and seeing someone who seems to be having a hard day. You approach, offer a warm smile, and some words of support. Your heart fills with compassion as you recognize the shared humanity in all of us. Compassion, a fundamental quality of Stoicism, reminds us of the importance of connecting with others in a genuine way. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus teaches us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Practicing compassion means being present for others, even in tough times. Seneca reminds us, what gives us courage is not the possibility of avoiding suffering, but the ability to cope with it. When we practice compassion, we cultivate empathy and solidarity with our fellow beings. Marcus Aurelius said, "Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive." Therefore, be like the light shining in the darkness, offering warmth and support to others. Cultivate compassion and help illuminate the path for those in need of comfort and support. Acceptance of change. Be open and receptive to the inevitable changes of life. Imagine yourself in a river, flowing gently towards your destination. Sometimes, the course of the river changes, leading you down new paths and unexplored landscapes. Instead of fighting the current, you adapt, embracing change as a natural part of the journey. Stoicism teaches us to accept life's changes with serenity and courage. As Seneca said, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Accepting change allows us to adapt and seize the opportunities that arise. Rather than resisting or fearing change, we should embrace it as an opportunity to grow and evolve. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, everything is in a state of flux, and we need to adapt to survive. When we accept change, we release control and find inner peace. Epictetus said, "Don't seek that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do, and you will have a tranquil life." Therefore, allow yourself to flow with life's changes, trusting in the power of adaptation and acceptance. Focus on the essential, prioritize what truly matters in your life and let go of the superficial. Imagine your life as a suitcase you carry with you on a journey. You only have limited space, so you need to choose carefully what to take. Choose for the essential items that will aid you on your journey, leaving behind unnecessary weight. Stoics teach us to focus on what is essential for a meaningful life. Seneca said, "You need to look closely at what is essential, and then let go of the rest." This means concentrating on things that bring genuine happiness and meaning, such as relationships, purpose, and personal growth. By filtering what is important from what is superfluous, you free yourself from the burden of excess and find clarity and purpose. Epictetus reminds us, true happiness is to live in harmony with nature, accepting what we cannot change and focusing on what we can. Therefore, dedicate your time and energy to what truly matters, cultivating a simpler and more meaningful life. Self-sufficiency, cultivate your emotional independence and don't overly rely on others for your happiness. Imagine yourself as a solitary traveler, walking along a quiet road. You carry with you everything you need for your journey, relying on your inner abilities and resources to face the challenges you encounter. Stoics teach us that true happiness comes from within and that we should seek emotional self-sufficiency. This means not depending overly on others for our happiness but finding joy and contentment within ourselves. Seneca reminds us, it is part of the cure to wish to be cured by him who has hurt us. This means that we should find healing within ourselves rather than expecting others to heal us. Cultivating self-sufficiency doesn't mean isolating ourselves from others but rather developing a strong foundation of self-confidence and self-acceptance. As Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Therefore, be your own best friend, relying on yourself to find happiness and fulfillment. By doing so, you will build a solid foundation for a happy and resilient life. Perseverance, don't give up in the face of difficulties, persist in your efforts until you achieve your goals. Imagine yourself as a traveler on a long journey. As you progress, you encounter obstacles along the way, steep hills, bumpy roads, sudden storms. However, instead of stopping at these challenges, you keep moving forward, one step at a time, determined to reach your destination. Stoics teach us that perseverance is essential for achieving happiness and fulfillment. Even in the face of adversity, we must persist in our efforts, staying steadfast toward our goals. Seneca reminds us, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. This means that by persisting in our efforts, we are preparing ourselves to seize the opportunities that life presents us. Perseverance is not just about physical strength but also mental resilience. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Therefore, when facing difficulties, it's important to maintain a positive and perseverant attitude. No matter how challenging the path may be, remember that every step you take brings you a little closer to your goals. With perseverance and determination, you can overcome any obstacle and achieve success. Continuous learning, always be open to learning new things and expanding your knowledge. Imagine yourself as a student of life, always ready to absorb new information and insights. Just as a gardener tends to their plants with care and attention, you cultivate your mind, feeding it with knowledge and experience. Stoics emphasize the importance of continuous learning as a tool for personal growth and wisdom. Each new piece of knowledge gained is like a seed planted in your mental garden, ready to sprout and flourish over time. Seneca reminds us, it is shameful to be unaware of what is happening in the world, for anyone, young or old. This reminds us that learning knows no age, and there is always something new to discover. Epictetus teaches us that true knowledge comes from practical application. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Therefore, when learning something new, seek to apply it in your daily life, turning knowledge into wisdom. Continuous learning also makes us more adaptable and resilient in the face of change. As Marcus Aurelius said, the only constant in life is change. By being open to learning, you become better equipped to adapt and thrive in any situation. So, never stop seeking knowledge. Stay curious, question the world around you, and always be ready to learn something new. In doing so, you'll not only enrich your own life but also contribute to the well-being of those around you. Development of coping skills. Learn to effectively deal with stress and challenging situations. Imagine yourself as a skilled navigator on a stormy sea. Just like a confident sailor masters navigation techniques to face storms, you develop coping skills to navigate the turbulent waters of life. Stoics value the ability to face adversity with courage and determination. They teach us not to be overwhelmed by difficulties but to face them with resilience and steadfastness. Epictetus reminds us, no great thing is created suddenly, any more than a grape or a figure. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer that it requires time, let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. This teaches us that developing coping skills takes time and practice. Just as a tree needs time to grow and strengthen its roots, you need to cultivate your coping skills gradually, overcoming challenges one step at a time. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that the power to face adversity lies within us. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Therefore, in developing your coping skills, remember that you have the power to choose how to respond to stressful situations. Cultivate inner calm, resilience, and the ability to make wise decisions, and you will be able to face any challenge life throws at you. Honesty with oneself. Be honest about your own flaws and shortcomings, and seek to improve. Imagine yourself as a mirror that faithfully reflects your own image. Just as a mirror shows our physical characteristics without distortion, honesty with oneself reflects our qualities and flaws clearly and truthfully. Stoics teach us the importance of honest self-assessment. Seneca reminds us, let us examine our minds, thoughts, and actions every day. This sincere self-assessment allows us to recognize our areas for improvement and empowers us to make positive changes in our lives. By being honest with yourself, you acknowledge your flaws without judgment or self-pity. This gives you the opportunity to grow and develop as a person. As Seneca said, part of the cure is to be honest with yourself. When you are honest with yourself, you create a solid foundation for personal growth and self-realization. You acknowledge your strengths and weaknesses with humility, allowing you to take steps to improve. However, honesty with oneself is not just about recognizing flaws, it also involves acknowledging achievements and strengths. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, if you work at something with sincerity, it will reward you with success. Therefore, celebrate your accomplishments and recognize your own worth, always maintaining a clear and honest view of yourself. Value of time. Recognize the importance of time and use it wisely. Time is a precious and limited resource, a currency that cannot be regained once spent. Like a burning candle, our time in this world is finite, and we must value it appropriately. The Stoics teach us the importance of making the most of each moment. Epictetus reminds us, time is a more valuable asset than gold. Use it wisely, for it cannot be recovered. This means that we should dedicate our time to activities that add value to our lives and those around us. Valuing time also means setting clear priorities. Seneca reminds us, life is long enough, and it has been given in sufficiently generous measure to allow the accomplishment of the very greatest things if the whole of it is well invested. We must identify what is truly important to us and invest our time and energy in those areas. Furthermore, we should avoid wasting time on future worries or past regrets. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, he loses the day who waits for a better tomorrow. We should live fully in the present moment, focusing on what we can do now to improve our lives and the world around us. When we value time, we recognize its importance and act with diligence and purpose. We seize each moment as an opportunity to grow, learn, and make a difference. Moderation. Practice moderation in all areas of life, avoiding excesses. Moderation is the key to a balanced and harmonious life. It teaches us to avoid extremes and find the middle ground in our actions and behaviors. The Stoics valued moderation as a fundamental principle for achieving inner peace and lasting happiness. Epictetus reminds us, you must abstain from extremes, whether in pleasure or in pain. In practicing moderation, we learn to control our desires and impulses, avoiding excesses that may harm us. This includes not only consumption of food, drink, and other material indulgences but also control over our emotions and reactions. Seneca writes, moderation is the best of things, a virtue in all situations, in all circumstances. He reminds us that, by exercising moderation, we can enjoy the good things in life without being carried away by them. In the pursuit of moderation, it's important to cultivate self-awareness and self-control. We must learn to recognize our limits and to say no when necessary, even if it means giving up something we desire at the moment. When we practice moderation, we find balance in our lives and avoid the highs and lows that come with excess. Instead, we live steadily and serenely, able to face life's challenges with calmness and clarity of mind. Respect for others. Treat others with respect and dignity, regardless of their differences. Respect for others is a cornerstone of Stoicism, based on the recognition of our shared humanity. It's a constant reminder that each individual deserves to be treated with consideration, regardless of their social status, background, beliefs, or opinions. Epictetus teaches us, first, say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do. For in nearly everything else, men have to be led by the hand, and the more often by men like themselves. But where lies the error? In that place they find men as they would wish to be. Respecting others involves practicing empathy, putting ourselves in their shoes, and understanding their perspectives. This doesn't necessarily mean agreeing with everything others say or do, but rather recognizing their humanity and treating them with kindness and consideration. Seneca writes, "Treat others as you would like to be treated. And remember that they deserve the best of you." This implies refraining from snap judgments, gossip, and behaviors that may hurt or belittle others. By practicing respect for others, we also cultivate a culture of collaboration and harmony. We acknowledge that everyone has something to contribute, and we can learn from the different experiences and viewpoints of those around us. Moreover, mutual respect strengthens relationships and promotes a sense of community and social cohesion. When we treat others with respect, we create an environment where everyone feels valued and respected, contributing to the happiness and well-being of all. Acceptance of divergent opinions. Be open to different viewpoints and willing to change your mind based on new information. Acceptance of divergent opinions is a fundamental characteristic of Stoicism, which recognizes the importance of open-mindedness and cognitive flexibility. It involves a willingness to listen to and consider ideas that may differ from our own, and be willing to adjust our own beliefs based on new evidence. Marcus Aurelius writes, "What doesn't make the man is to be disturbed by the opinions of others." Human things are naturally changeable, and they are only good for those who can accept them gently and with equanimity. This quote highlights the importance of not allowing the opinions of others to disturb us, but rather maintaining an open and even mind in the face of different viewpoints. Accepting divergent opinions allows us to see beyond our own perspectives and expand our understanding of the world. By practicing acceptance of divergent opinions, we cultivate intellectual humility and tolerance. We recognize that we don't have all the answers and that there's always something new to learn from others. This makes us more resilient in the face of uncertainty and allows us to grow and evolve as individuals. Furthermore, acceptance of divergent opinions promotes healthy and constructive dialogue, where ideas are debated with mutual respect and in pursuit of truth. This strengthens relationships and promotes greater understanding among people, contributing to peace and harmony in all areas of life. Enjoyment of small joys. Find happiness in the small things in life and don't rely solely on major achievements to feel happy. Stoics valued the ability to find joy and contentment in simple, everyday things. This means appreciating moments of serenity, beauty, and gratitude that can be found in our daily lives. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This quote highlights the importance of cultivating inner contentment regardless of external circumstances. By finding joy in small things like a sunrise, a pleasant conversation with a friend, or a warm cup of tea on a cold day, we can experience a lasting sense of happiness. Moreover, enjoying small joys makes us more present in the moment, allowing us to fully appreciate the simple and meaningful experiences life has to offer. This helps us develop an attitude of gratitude and contentment, which are essential for a happy and fulfilled life. By practicing the enjoyment of small joys, we cultivate a positive and resilient mindset, which enables us to face life's challenges with more balance and serenity. Instead of constantly seeking major achievements or external conquests, we learn to find happiness in the present moment, making our journey more meaningful and satisfying. Love of wisdom. Cultivate a thirst for knowledge and wisdom, always seeking to learn and grow as a person. Stoics emphasized the importance of personal and intellectual development as a key to happiness and resilience. By seeking knowledge and wisdom, we're able to better understand the world around us and find answers to the challenges we face. Seneca said, "We are not given wisdom, we must discover it for ourselves, after a journey that no one can take for us or spare us." This quote highlights the idea that wisdom is not something we can acquire easily. It requires effort, experience, and self-discovery. By cultivating a love of wisdom, we commit to a journey of continuous learning, seeking insights and understanding in all areas of life. As we seek wisdom, we expand our minds, broaden our perspectives, and become better equipped to deal with life's challenges. Furthermore, the knowledge we gain empowers us to make wiser decisions, live according to our values, and find meaning and purpose in our lives. Therefore, by cultivating a love of wisdom, we open the doors to greater personal growth, a deeper understanding of the world, and a richer and more meaningful life. Create a positive routine. Establish a daily routine that promotes your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. A positive routine can be a powerful tool for maintaining happiness and resilience in your daily life. By establishing healthy and constructive habits, we can create an environment conducive to personal growth and emotional balance. Epictetus said, "Practice any art, however well, and you will achieve excellence." This quote highlights the importance of consistent practice in the pursuit of excellence. By creating a positive routine, we are practicing self-care and self-discipline, which helps us become better versions of ourselves. A positive routine may include activities such as physical exercise, meditation, reading, creative expression, spending time outdoors, healthy eating, moments of gratitude, and social interaction. By integrating these practices into our daily lives, we strengthen our bodies, calm our minds, and nourish our souls. Furthermore, a positive routine helps us cultivate a sense of purpose and meaning, as it allows us to dedicate time to things that are truly important to us. This helps us stay focused on what really matters, even when facing challenges and adversities. Therefore, by creating and maintaining a positive routine, we are investing in our own long-term well-being and happiness. It's a way of strengthening ourselves internally so that we can face life's ups and downs with serenity and determination. Respect yourself and others. Treat yourself and others with dignity and respect. Respect is a cornerstone for maintaining happiness and resilience in all areas of life. It starts with respecting yourself, acknowledging your own worth and dignity as a person. By respecting yourself, you establish healthy boundaries, value your needs, and commit to your own well-being. Marcus Aurelius said, "A man is as happy as he chooses to be." This quote reminds us that happiness begins within ourselves. By respecting yourself and cultivating a positive attitude towards yourself, you become more capable of finding happiness regardless of external circumstances. Moreover, it's important to extend this respect to others. Treating others with dignity and consideration creates an environment of trust and cooperation, strengthening interpersonal relationships and promoting a sense of community. Practicing empathy is also part of respect. By putting yourself in others' shoes and trying to understand their perspectives, you build deeper and more genuine connections with the people around you. Therefore, by cultivating respect for yourself and others, you create an environment of positivity and collaboration, which significantly contributes to your happiness and resilience in all areas of life. Be proactive. Take control of your life and take steps to achieve your goals. Being proactive is crucial for maintaining happiness and resilience, as it means not only reacting to events but also taking preemptive action to shape your own destiny. Instead of being passive in the face of circumstances, you take responsibility for your life and take initiative to create the changes you want to see. The Stoics emphasize the importance of focusing on what is under our control. Epictetus said, "Some things are within our control, and some things are not." Things within our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever are our own actions. This quote highlights the importance of directing our efforts towards what we can influence, and being proactive is a reflection of that. By being proactive, you develop a sense of empowerment and self-confidence, knowing that you have the ability to create positive changes in your life. Instead of feeling at the mercy of circumstances, you become the architect of your own destiny. This doesn't mean you'll have total control over everything that happens in your life, but it means you have control over how you react and respond to situations. By adopting a proactive mindset, you become more resilient in the face of challenges, finding ways to overcome them and grow from them. Therefore, be proactive in pursuing your goals, solving problems, and creating the life you want to live. By doing so, you strengthen your resilience and increase your happiness, finding meaning and purpose in your actions. Maintain a positive attitude, see the good in every situation and find reasons to smile. Maintaining a positive attitude is one of the keys to cultivating happiness and resilience. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or difficulties, but consciously choosing to focus on the good things, even amidst adversity. The Stoics, like Seneca, emphasize the importance of how we interpret life events. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote highlights the power of our perspective and attitude in shaping our experience. By maintaining a positive attitude, you become better able to deal with difficulties constructively. Instead of feeling discouraged or defeated in the face of challenges, you see each obstacle as an opportunity for growth and learning. Furthermore, a positive attitude increases your resilience, allowing you to bounce back more quickly from setbacks and keep moving forward towards your goals. Practicing gratitude is an effective way to cultivate a positive attitude. By acknowledging the blessings in your life, you develop a mindset of abundance and appreciation for what you have, rather than focusing on what's lacking. Therefore, find reasons to smile every day, even in the small things. By adopting a positive attitude, you create a mindset that promotes happiness and resilience in all areas of your life. Be proactive, take control of your life and take steps to achieve your goals. Being proactive means not only reacting to circumstances but also taking preemptive action to shape your destiny. Instead of waiting for things to happen, you take the initiative and create the conditions for your own success. The Stoics valued the idea of agency, the ability to act according to our own principles and values. Epictetus said, "It's impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This quote highlights the importance of humility and continuous learning, recognizing that we can always improve and grow. Taking responsibility for your own life is fundamental to Stoicism. This means identifying your goals and taking concrete steps to achieve them, rather than waiting for others to do it for you. When you are proactive, you are in charge of your own journey. Instead of feeling powerless in the face of circumstances, you empower yourself to make choices that lead you in the desired direction. This doesn't mean you can control everything that happens in your life. Many things are beyond your control. However, you can control your response to these situations and take action to deal with them as best as possible. Therefore, be proactive in your approach to life. Identify your goals, plan your course of action, and take consistent steps to achieve them. By taking control of your life, you become the author of your own story, shaping your destiny according to your values and aspirations. Learn to live with less, practice detachment and value experiences over material possessions. One of the fundamental lessons of Stoicism is the idea that happiness is not tied to the quantity of things we own, but rather to our ability to find contentment in what we have. This implies learning to live with less and valuing experiences more than material possessions. The Stoics recognize that the pursuit of wealth and status often leads to dissatisfaction and suffering. Instead, they teach to seek inner tranquility, which can be found through detachment from external things. Seneca said, "It is part of the cultivation of wisdom not to desire many things, and the wisest person is the one who does not desire many things." This quote highlights the importance of not being slaves to our material desires, but rather cultivating an attitude of contentment with what we have. Practicing detachment doesn't necessarily mean renouncing all material possessions, but rather learning to appreciate them without becoming attached to them. This frees us from craving and worrying about loss, allowing us to more fully live in the present moment. Valuing experiences over material possessions allows us to create meaningful and lasting memories. Instead of seeking happiness in material goods that eventually wear out or lose value, we can find joy in experiences shared with loved ones, in human connections, and in the appreciation of the natural beauty around us. Therefore, learn to live with less, detach from things that are not essential, and value more the experiences that enrich your life. By doing so, you will find a greater sense of contentment and freedom, building a solid foundation for happiness and resilience in your life. Develop courage, face your fears and challenges with determination. Courage is a fundamental virtue for the Stoics, as it empowers us to confront life's challenges with integrity and bravery. Developing courage means not letting fear stop us from acting in accordance with our principles and goals. Epictetus stated, "What is good for the bee is good for the swarm." Courage is what gives a man his strength and allows him to withstand and overcome evil. This quote highlights the importance of having the courage to face difficulties and resist adversities encountered throughout life. Facing our fears and challenges doesn't mean we won't have moments of hesitation or doubt, but rather that we choose to act despite those feelings. This requires a combination of self-awareness, confidence, and determination. Courage empowers us to step out of our comfort zone and confront uncomfortable or challenging situations. This can range from public speaking to making tough decisions in our personal or professional lives. When we develop courage, we become more resilient in the face of adversity. Instead of being paralyzed by fear, we find the strength to move forward and overcome the obstacles that come our way. So, cultivate courage in your life by facing your fears and challenges with determination. By doing so, you'll become stronger, more resilient, and capable of facing any situation life throws at you. Keep a gratitude journal. Every day, write about the things you are grateful for. The practice of gratitude is one of the keys to maintaining a positive and resilient outlook on life. By keeping a gratitude journal, you focus on the good things happening in your life, even during tough times. Seneca said, "Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others." This quote highlights the importance of gratitude as a fundamental virtue in life. By regularly writing about the things you are grateful for, you train your mind to focus on the positive. This can include simple things like the sun shining, a moment of connection with a friend, or even the air you breathe. Practicing gratitude also helps cultivate an abundance mindset, as opposed to the scarcity mindset that often leads us to focus on what we lack. Additionally, keeping a gratitude journal can help reduce stress, increase resilience, and improve emotional well-being. By acknowledging the good things in your life, you become better able to cope with the challenges that arise. So, take time every day to write about the things you are grateful for. It can be in the morning, before bed, or at any time that works best for you. By doing this regularly, you'll cultivate a more positive and resilient mindset. Visualize success. Imagine yourself achieving your goals and manifesting your dreams. Visualization is a powerful technique used by athletes, artists, and leaders worldwide. It involves vividly imagining the desired outcome as if it has already been achieved. In Stoicism, this practice can help strengthen the mind and keep focus on what's important. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are preparing for a difficult task, imagine yourself successful. Visualize each step of the process and anticipate possible difficulties. By doing so, you'll be better prepared to face challenges when they arise." By visualizing success, you're programming your subconscious mind to accept this outcome as possible and achievable. This doesn't just mean imagining the end result but also visualizing the process required to achieve it. For example, if your goal is to land a new job, imagine yourself acing the interview, getting hired, and adjusting well to the new work environment. Visualize yourself efficiently completing work tasks and feeling happy and satisfied. Visualization isn't just a technique to attract success, it can also boost your confidence, reduce anxiety, and increase motivation. When you see yourself achieving your goals, it reinforces your belief in your ability to accomplish them. So, set aside time regularly to visualize your goals and dreams. Do this with clarity and vivid detail, and allow yourself to experience the positive emotions associated with success. Visualization isn't just fantasy, it's a powerful tool for creating the life you desire. Be honest with yourself, acknowledge your weaknesses and work to improve them. Honesty with oneself is crucial for personal growth and self-transformation. It involves the ability to recognize your flaws, shortcomings, and areas for improvement without deceiving or deluding yourself. In Stoicism, this honesty is seen as essential for living a virtuous life and achieving eudaimonia, or full fulfillment. Seneca said, "Part of the good fight is to know and acknowledge when we are defeated. Losing with dignity is winning against oneself." Being honest with yourself means not fooling yourself about your own abilities, limitations, or behaviors. This requires a critical and sincere self-assessment, which can be uncomfortable but is essential for personal growth. For example, if you struggle with managing your time effectively, admitting this to yourself is the first step to finding a solution. Instead of convincing yourself that everything is fine or making excuses, be honest about your situation and seek ways to improve. When you acknowledge your weaknesses and areas for improvement, you empower yourself to take action. You can develop a plan to overcome these weaknesses, whether through self-education, training, or habit changes. Furthermore, honesty with yourself strengthens your integrity and self-confidence. You become more trustworthy and authentic, both to yourself and others. So, take time to honestly reflect on yourself regularly. Ask yourself where you can improve and what you can do to achieve your goals. Be kind to yourself, but also be honest. This practice will help you grow and develop significantly. Cultivate internal happiness. Remember that true happiness comes from within and not from external circumstances. The pursuit of happiness often leads us to search outside ourselves, in material achievements, professional success, or relationships. However, the Stoics argue that genuine happiness is found within us, not in external circumstances. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Cultivating internal happiness involves changing our perspective and finding contentment and joy in the simple things in life. This doesn't mean ignoring external circumstances but rather developing a positive attitude towards them. You can practice internal happiness by cultivating gratitude, learning to live in the present moment, developing meaningful relationships, and finding purpose and meaning in your life. Instead of constantly seeking the next achievement or possession, learn to appreciate what you have now. Find beauty in the small pleasures of life, such as a sunset, a warm cup of tea, or a heartfelt conversation with a friend. Furthermore, work to cultivate a positive mindset, challenging negative thoughts, and practicing self-acceptance and self-compassion. When you learn to find joy and satisfaction internally, you become more resilient in the face of external challenges and better able to cope with life's adversities. So, take time to cultivate internal happiness in your life. Remember that it's not a goal to be achieved but rather a state of being that can be developed through practice and mental attitude. Throughout this journey, we've explored 41 Stoic principles that guide us to live in happiness and resilience. These teachings remind us of the importance of cultivating serenity, acceptance, and inner strength, regardless of external circumstances. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This quote emphasizes that our happiness is not tied to external conditions but rather to how we choose to interpret and deal with them. My friends, I invite you to join this community, where we seek deeper understanding and ever-growing wisdom. Share your thoughts, for it is through dialogue that we strengthen the foundations of our collective development. Your contribution is valuable, and together we can learn and grow even more.